15 years ago on Christmas Day, the young Hyein Nam learned that his abusive father, who had gone to prison for killing his mother, was about to be released. He knew the nightmare would start all over again. Desperate to escape the abuse, he prayed desperately for someone to kill his father. Back then, the young Bona instantly saw through Hyein Nam's distress. Before leaving, she only told him to go home and leave the door ajar. Though doubtful, Hyein Nam followed her instructions, clinging to a sliver of hope. That night, his newly released father attacked him. Just as Hyein Nam sank into total despair, a bullet came flying from afar and struck his father square in the head. Hyein Nam knew the godlike woman had saved him. He rushed to where Bona had lain in ambush, yet she was nowhere to be found. Only 4 large characters were written in the snow, "Merry Christmas." From that day onward, Hyein Nam resolved to become a hero like Bona, one who pulled people out of hell. He threw himself into learning how to make poison so he could one day stand beside her. 6 years ago, however, he chanced upon Bona with Taesong and could not bring himself to accept it. In his mind, Kingfisher ought to be an exalted deity, not an ordinary woman bound by marriage. Hyein Nam then contacted Taesong, pretending to be someone with knowledge of Kingfisher. He used Taesong to force Bona to meet him alone. In truth, Bona had recognized Hyein Nam the moment he appeared. She had saved him all those years ago hoping he would live a bright life, not wander the edge of bloodshed like herself. She was disappointed by the path he had taken. Hyein Nam retorted with hurt feelings that Bona had once said they would meet again. Bona drew back the curtain and saw her own photos plastered across an entire wall. She joked that Hyein Nam was practically her anti-fan. Her tone turned serious afterward. She told him that if she had once been his savior, then Taesong was Kingfisher's savior. To her now, Taesong and their daughter mattered more than her own life. Hyein Nam finally understood her choice. He confessed that what he had given Taesong was not poison at all, merely a small dose of sleeping pills. Hyein Nam's inner conflict was resolved. Bona told him to report for work as usual the next day. Thrilled at the prospect of still fighting alongside his idol, Hyein Nam lit up like a rewarded child. After Bona left, he tore every photo off the wall one by one. Bona then went to the cafe and roused the drowsy Taesong. She chided him for slacking off there and making them miss their date. Taesong quickly grabbed his wife's hand to apologize, saying he would accept any punishment. The next day, Hyein Nam turned into Bona's most ardent admirer. He would always rush to the front whenever anything concerned her. To welcome the new member, team leader Kim unusually agreed to the company team-building trip to Gangwon-do with other departments. Meanwhile, mountain hikers discovered a corpse in the hills. When police arrived, they found the victim's heart, liver, spleen and kidneys had all been removed. 7 additional disappearances had taken place in the surrounding area. Putting the clues together, Dongjin suspected the culprit's hideout was somewhere near Gangwon-do and immediately led his officers to investigate. Bona's group checked into an old family homestay run by a kindly elderly couple. Team 3, Bona's unit, consistently ranked last in performance and had endured constant mockery from other teams along the way. Agent Yang, who doctored their reports, grumbled that since the figures were fake anyway, they might as well inflate them. But team leader Kim stuck to his principles. They must not undermine ordinary employees doing genuine hard work. That evening during the feast, Agent Ki stepped outside with his phone trying to get better signal. He was struck unconscious with a bat the moment he walked out. Nobody inside knew anything and kept the gathering going. Colleagues from other teams talked about the Kingfisher case. Some praised Kingfisher as an unsung hero who punished the wicked and upheld justice, openly calling themselves fans. One team leader, however, scoffed and insulted Kingfisher, calling him nothing more than a rat hiding in the gutter. Hearing someone insult his goddess, Hyein Nam flew into a rage and sprang to his feet. Bona quickly pushed him back down into his seat, telling him to stay put. She then picked up her wine glass and challenged that team leader to a drinking contest. The man did not take Bona seriously at all. Yet after several rounds, the team leader passed out drunk across the table. Bona herself also got heavily intoxicated and had to find a place to lie down and rest. Meanwhile, the seemingly genial elderly man running the homestay finally revealed his true nature. Seeing the unconscious Agent Ki who had been captured and brought back, he immediately ordered his men to move out. Soon afterward, the old woman brought a burly man to the main hall and handed everyone honey water claimed to ease drunkenness. After drinking it, one person after another collapsed into unconsciousness. Only team leader Kim and a few others remained unaffected. Hyein Nam had already detected sleeping pills in the honey water and secretly added neutralizing agent into every cup in advance. In fact, team leader Kim had arranged this team-building trip from the very beginning to wipe out this ring of organ traffickers, and they had come fully prepared. When Agent Ki supposedly stepped outside for better signal, he was actually locating the signal jammer hidden near the homestay. Teeman released remote-controlled beetles he had developed, which quickly pinpointed the traffickers' underground basement hideout. Noticing that Agent Ki and Teeman had not returned for a long time, Hyein Nam went outside to look for them. As he scanned the surroundings, Teeman suddenly covered his mouth and dragged him into the shadows. While the old man led his men to besiege team leader Kim, the two sneaked into the basement and successfully located the captives. Back in the hall, staring at the crowd of unconscious young people, the old man gleefully calculated that each human life was worth 300 million won, and he would make a fortune this time. His subordinates began tying up the unconscious victims one by one, only to spot something odd. Team leader Kim and his two companions were wide awake, watching their every move without stirring. Right after that remark, team leader Kim received a heavy slap across the face, and all three were soon bound. Even so, team leader Kim stayed calm, his gaze fixed on their confiscated phones. A subordinate suspected something was wrong with the phones and picked one up to check. Instantly, all the lights in the room went out. When the lights flickered back on, the three had broken free from their restraints. The organization had strict rules. Assassins must never expose their identities before non-target individuals without formal confirmation. They could only take official action after the target went through multi-level system verification and approval. The blackout followed by the light-up coincided with the phones receiving the organization's message approving the pre-client meeting, which served as their authorization to engage. Upon receiving the order, the three unleashed their full combat power. Team leader Kim was a former Army Special Forces soldier skilled in close-quarters combat. Agent Yang was also proficient in various fighting techniques. Fighting in tandem, they soon sent the underlings sprawling all over the floor. Just as the tide of battle swung firmly in their favor, a gunshot shattered the scene. The old man appeared holding a gun, ordering them to surrender. Faced with the muzzles of firearms, the three had no choice but to halt. The badly beaten underlings seized the chance and pummeled them relentlessly. The loud commotion finally woke up the drunk Bona. Opening her eyes, she kicked a knife out of one henchman's grasp, then sliced through her restraints with the blade. Faced with the old man ordering her to kneel, she looked on with utter contempt and called him a green bean fly. In the next second, she stripped all the bullets out of his gun and boldly taunted the gang of green bean flies to attack her all at once. The underlings charged toward her shouting. Bona dodged, spun and kicked, beating all of them to the ground with just 2 swift strikes. Teeman and Agent Key rejoined the group, marveling that Bona was truly as formidable as ever. Beside them, Hyein Nam was completely starstruck, screaming in adoration. The goddess in his heart had finally returned.